How's it going, YouTube? Hydrax here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about what could be the next character coming to Dragon Ball Legends. As you guys know, the anniversary is in full swing right now with part 2 and its release, Dragon Fist Goku. And then obviously for part 1 we have the infamous MUI Goku running around in the game, being very destructive and very annoying. But past that, I do want to talk about what could be coming next to the game. Obviously, reset happened today, or at least earlier today, and we didn't get much of anything other than buffs to existing cards, characters, equipment, etc. So nothing really in the big reveals section for any new characters, but we did get a little bit of a hint, maybe a hint as to what's coming next, because we did get the Zenkai for the Green Piccolo. Now, I do want to say that Green Piccolo, I don't believe he is intended to be a main runner on the team, purely because his initial Zenkai impression from me specifically doesn't seem to be that good. He does seem to be good as an anti-Saiyan type character, but apart from that, he's not going to be doing much else other than maybe having a team heal, which you could probably really do with Fat Boo, who probably has a lot better in his kit, being a little bit of a newer unit as of a release, but an older Zenkai, if that makes sense. But we are going to be speaking as to what the next release is, which I'm going to be saying I'm thinking it's an Ultra, because there have been hints as to it going to be an Ultra, and I have the Ultra characters pulled up in the game right now, being Kaioken Goku, Super Gogeta, we have the Purple Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, and then Omega Shenron. But as you can see here, there are no green characters for the Zenkai or the Ultra category right here. So this makes me believe that we are going to be getting a brand new Ultra character. That and the fact that the Ultra Rising Goku banner has returned with the Ultra Kaioken Goku, which, by the way, if you are running Universe Survival Saga, I would not recommend running this guy right now. If you do want to summon for him, go ahead. I can't tell you not to, but take it like this. They don't usually bring back Ultra banners unless they're doing something really insane. Because if we look at the past with Super Gogeta, Super Gogeta's banner came back just before Ultra Kaioken came back or released for the first time to try and entice people to summon for that Super Gogeta. If we look at its banner, the banner is exactly the same. You're still getting these Legends tickets. It's still 3,000 Chrono Crystals. You are getting double rates on Step 2. And the banner is actually probably a lot worse than what it was on the initial release. They do have the other characters here, being the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And then you have, obviously, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and then Rose, and then Blue Vegeta again as well. This banner, in my opinion, is not a banner you should be summoning on right now. The meta right now is very heavy in terms of red characters. You have MUI Goku, and then you have the androids running rampant. So I would not recommend summoning for him right now, unless you really want this guy for your team. You're really into God Key, you're really into Universe Survival Saga. That's going to be your team forever. So I would recommend you stay away from this banner unless those are your two reasons for summoning. But another suspicion I have is that if we look at this, the 4th anniversary from the Dragon Ball Legends, obviously their website here that they have during Anniversary and Legends Festival, this is the 4th anniversary information that they've released. Alongside here, we have the trailer for the characters. We have the brand new 2 Legends Limited characters here for 2, Super Vegeta as well, and then the 3 free characters. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta have to be here because they were the Legends Festival character released last year. As you can see, that is number 4. And then for number 5, we do have something here where it says more anniversary surprises will be coming your way, which makes me believe that they have something in store as a quote-unquote part 3. Now, I know what you're going to say. They can't be 3 parts to 2 halves of an anniversary, but this could be a finale or a wrap-up for the anniversary, because we didn't really see much during this anniversary as a whole. There aren't really many events going on right now. There aren't really many, obviously, activities to do other than the raid and co-op. Even the hoi poi system is actually quite flawed this time around because you have to run co-op, so obviously running and doing those things aren't going to be as fun as maybe getting new events that people want to try out. So obviously this has some kind of implication as to maybe we're getting something interesting coming for part 3, but don't really look forward to seeing anything brand new other than maybe a new release, because Legends has probably gone to the point where it's very predictable what they're obviously planning for anniversary or celebration wise. So yeah, this probably hints at an Ultra character, so just take it easy on summoning for obviously MUI, Ultra Kaioken, and Super Saiyan 3, and maybe just relax and just wait, because if we look at the Ultra characters in the game, at least for 2 of them, they've always been meta-defining characters for even a short period of time. Ultra Gogeta here is still a very, very good character, and honestly probably the best blue character in the game by far. Kaioken Goku being the yellow character is probably the best yellow character in the game. I believe Tapion may be up for that title, but as characters go, as how oppressive they can be, this Kaioken Goku was a serious issue before MUI Goku dropped and before the androids dropped, and we all know how that turned out, as in with the androids absolutely decimating this guy and removing this Kaioken Goku from active play. Super Gogeta does have some playability left because he is blue and he does counter to 1/2 of the android duo. Let's look at what Ultra characters we could be seeing. I believe we could be seeing something in the Regen category. I would love to see an Ultra Buhan just to buff up that team, maybe make him green because we don't have a green Ultra character yet. So my first pick for an Ultra is probably going to be Buhan, just to buff Regen and maybe powerful opponent, because those 2 tags need a new green for them. Another indication that we might see a green Ultra is probably going to be the Zenkai Piccolo. There's no reason to either Zenkai this guy. Honestly, you're not going to be using this guy. You're only going to be using him as a bench character and nothing else. I don't see you using this guy as a main runner unless you're intentionally trying to prove a point that you can actually use this guy. So I don't see him being used. And they just don't Zenkai characters for nothing. Super Android 13 was Zenkai'd for a reason, and then that reason ended up being a Zenkai buff for the red androids, and then Rose was also a Zenkai buff for the red androids instead of being a God Key buff. So they don't Zenkai characters for no reason these days, at least for the most majority part, because there are other Zenkais that did get a Zenkai in the game that have no implications, such as Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. I think they just did that because it's a very popular character over on the JP side and they want more people to use that character. So my first pick, Ultra Buhan, and then my second pick is going to be something from GT, and I'm hoping that they go in a very GT heavy direction, because if we look at the Super Saiyan 4 category, there are quite a few Super Saiyan 4s now. There are 5 of them, 3 of them being Goku, 1 being the Gogeta, and then 1 Vegeta. And honestly, having an Ultra version of this Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would actually help out GT so much, as they've not received a single buff since, I believe, last year when Super Saiyan 4 Goku dropped, and then when LF Gogeta got his Platinum equipment. They haven't received a single buff since then from that team. So having a transforming intro for the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would work really well. Having him come in with his usual default outfit from GT and then transforming into Great Ape and straight away going to Super Saiyan 4 would be a very, very dope intro for him, having a Super Saiyan 4 transformation like that, because as we all know, we aren't going to be getting giant characters in this game. It is impossible to try and implement those types of characters. Obviously, Harudagon and the Great Ape are in the game, but those are just specific animations where they swap out the player model and they can zoom out and not an actual playable character. Having this Vegeta have that transformation would fit very well, because they already have the assets for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the Great Ape from the LF for Ape Vegeta, so they can just work around with those player models and just have it be Golden Ape and then go straight into Super Saiyan 4. Because let's face it, having only one Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is absolutely disrespectful to the character from GT. One of the greatest forms they've ever created in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, and there's only one version of it in this game, being Vegeta. Super Saiyan 4 Goku does not need another version. I do not want to see another an Ultra version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku yet. Obviously in future we will probably see an Ultra version of him, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, given the fact that Goku has received quite a few Super Saiyan 4s right now. Sticking to GT and Regen, I'm thinking Super Baby 2 needs a revamp. Maybe a Zenkai for him would work really well, or even like I said, an Ultra character where we already have the player model for the Super Baby 1, or just Baby Vegeta here, the green one. We can have this character have his intro be him absorbing the energies of GT Trunks and the Bola, Gohan, and then obviously Goten, and then transform into Super Baby 2 as his Ultra animation. That would work really well with the game as well, because we would also be receiving a buff to Regen. And if we look at Regen, Regen does not have any buffs other than the Goku Black and Zamasu from Legends Festival 6 months ago, and then obviously the Platinum equipment for Cell being a very big buff. But if we look at the colors for Regen, yellow is very, very stacked right now. They have at least 3 Zenkais, all of which are very, very good. Piccolo still holds up very well. Purple still has some solid options, being Purple Cell. We have Evil Android 21, and then we have Demon King Piccolo being very, very good still. And then for red, it's not as a broad category, but we do have fused with Nail Piccolo, and then we have Android 21 here, who are the latest additions that are buffing the team. Other than that, there aren't really many options for green other than this Gohan and Piccolo assist character. We have only the Fat Majin Buu holding down the slot, because Android 21 can't do that. And for blue being probably the weakest section here in this team, we only have the Zenkai for Piccolo, Kid Buu here, and then we have Android 21 holding it down as probably the best of the 3, unless you have Kid Buu at 7 stars or higher. Otherwise, he's probably going to be the best running around here. Another obvious choice that I didn't want to admit is obviously going to be Super Vegito. They usually go 6 months in between releases of fusion characters. This Gogeta released 6 months ago. 6 months ago before that, we had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. 6 months ago before that, I believe it was this Gogeta here that released, or whoever, I don't really remember. But this anniversary, we did get a Zenkai for Super Saiyan Blue Vegito here. Honestly, I would actually hope that this is the de facto release for the fusions alongside this Gogeta for this anniversary, because fusions, if we look at the team, it's actually very, very strong. It's still very, very good. You have your good blue units here. You have the green unit right here being very, very prominent still because of his platinum. Yellow is definitely hurting quite a bit. There aren't really any yellow characters that are very, very good right now for this team. And then red has the Super Gogeta, honestly the best, one of the best aging, I'm not going to say the best, one of the best aging Zenkais in the game so far. He can still put in work even up to today because of his kit and the way that they designed him. He's not going to be gone for very long, or at all, if you actually build him right and actually hold him down very nicely. The only issue is he may not be able to tank as well as he used to, but when it comes to damage output, he does have a very, very strong presence there. Other than that, you only have Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, Gotenks, and then this Vegito here honestly needs a Zenkai. But other than that, there's not really anything going on in the Fusion Warrior department. Green is held down, purple is good. If they do decide to go ahead and do an Ultra Vegito that transforms with the same type of animation they do with this Gogeta, whereby Goku throws the earring to Vegeta and then they transform straight away into Super Vegito, the way similar they do with this character here, then it's going to be a little bit of an issue, because that would make this team one of the best teams in the game, purely because you can run a full Fusion Warrior setup and then just have MUI Goku sitting in the leader slot, being the strongest red character for this team, other than the androids obviously. But if they had to choose a color, I would honestly probably pick maybe yellow. Yellow would probably be one of the better colors to run right now with this character, purely because it's a very red heavy meta right now. He would synergize well with Super Gogeta, so that obviously he's not too broken, because having two Ultras on the same team that buff each other are going to be very, very disastrous for the meta. And the meta is already in a pretty shit place right now, if PvP is any indication as to what has happened. But I'm really hoping they don't go Super Vegeta. I mean, I'll be hyped, obviously, if they release him, but I really don't want to see him right now. I would honestly prefer having him maybe appear at the end of the year, having it be a 1-year release, because Gogeta here, this Ultra Gogeta is absolutely ridiculous, and having them double synergize with Super Saiyan 4 could be very disastrous for the meta and the game. But guys, let me know what you think of my prediction as to who the next Ultra is going to be. Obviously, we have Super Vegeta here being an obvious choice and probably the best or most well-wanted character for an Ultra. Super Baby 2 being a GT character for me, I would honestly like to see GT get some buffs. So having a Ultra Super Baby 2 would work nicely. Again, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta for GT and Vegeta family would work really well. And then obviously Buhan for Z, and then having him buff Regen would work really, really well. Like I said, guys, this little information here is what's kind of holding me to the fact that we are going to be seeing a Ultra character. But if we are going to be looking at it from a general standpoint, the last time that they did this was when not MUI, when UI Sign Goku released. They had this little stay tuned type of banner thing going on, where they said stay tuned for brand new characters or whatever, and those characters ended up being both Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and then the full power Super Saiyan Broly. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of my predictions down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. My name is Hydrax, and I'll catch you in the next one.